we are not only targeting the tumor depending on where it originates or the organ, but we are specifically targeting different receptors or molecules or substances that are present on these cells within each tumor. I'm Dr. Aviral Singh. I'm a nuclear medicine physician by training. I'm currently working as the clinical head of Theranostics and nuclear medicine at GenesisCare Australia, based in Murdoch, Western Australia. I'm also a consultant nuclear medicine physician at the South Metropolitan Health Services and work both at the Fiona Stanley Hospital and Royal Perth Hospitals, also in Perth, in Murdoch. After completing schooling in India, I pursued my medicine and residency in Zaporozhye, Ukraine, following which I moved to the United Kingdom for further education. I pursued Masters of Science in Nuclear Medicine from King's College London. I also practiced nuclear medicine there, which was one of the main stay points, I might say, where I was introduced to nuclear medicine, and that brought about an interest in the field of nuclear medicine. I then moved to Australia, and in the process of pursuing further post-graduation, I completed my basic physician training. Then I completed I pursued intensive care training at the Canberra Hospital in Australia. And then I received an opportunity to visit Germany and pursue an observership in nuclear medicine, but this time in a more therapeutic sense of medicine, where I was introduced to Theranostics, which is targeted molecular imaging and therapy, mainly for treating cancer patients. It was one of the largest centers in the world for Theranostics at the time. I was based at Central Clinic Bad Berka in East Germany. And after working there for 7 years, receiving my specialist accreditation in nuclear medicine and extensive experience in Theranostics, I was then already in touch with people from Australia, and for better career opportunity and to further progress the knowledge gained in Germany and to apply it in Australia, I made the decision to return. I was initially based at the Royal North Shore Hospital and the North Shore Health Hub, which is partly with GenesisCare. And afterwards, I moved to Murdoch because this is where we have our largest practice of Theranostics, and we do a wide range of clinical research work here. The areas of research that we are currently involved in is primarily Theranostics, which is both imaging, targeted molecular imaging, as well as targeted radionuclide or radiopharmaceutical therapy in various types of cancers. So far, I have participated in several clinical trials, both from a clinical translational point of view up to phase 4 studies. Some of these examples would be the landmark NETA-1 clinical trial, where I was a co-investigator while I was working in Germany. And that was the landmark trial in the sense that it established the role of targeted radiopharmaceutical therapy in neuroendocrine tumors. And following this, there was a surge of interest in the application of radiopharmaceutical imaging as well as therapy. We also performed a large number of real-world treatments in prostate cancer patients with targeted radionuclide therapy. The first ever patient was treated with this particular type of radionuclide therapy by my then supervisor. And over years, this became very popular. There was a German multi-center registry which actually led to the initiation of the phase 3 clinical trial called Vision in the treatment of prostate cancer. And this led to extreme popularity and widespread application of targeted radionuclide therapy in prostate cancer. And prostate cancer is usually lacking a wide array or range of treatment options for late stage, advanced, delayed metastatic disease condition in patients. Since then, there has been widespread interest in radiopharmaceutical therapy globally. These treatments for neuroendocrine tumor and prostate cancer currently are approved by the FDA, are approved by the EMA, and very recently approved by the TG, at least in prostate cancer, and very soon to be approved for somatostatin receptor expressing tumors. Apart from this, we have performed clinical translational studies, bench to bedside studies for novel radioisotopes and radiopharmaceuticals. We have performed dose escalation studies. We are currently also involved in phase 0, 1, 2 phase clinical studies in different tumor types. These could be, again, prostate cancer, neuroendocrine tumors, breast cancer, lung cancer, pancreatic cancer, and a whole lot of different types of tumors and cancer types. We are not only targeting the tumor depending on where it originates or the organ, but we are specifically targeting different receptors or molecules or substances that are present on these cells within each tumor. And one cell may express different kind of receptors, different kinds of substances, which we can target. The radiopharmaceutical that we inject into patients gets attached to the tumor cells. We can image where the tumor is, and then we can actually with that change the radionuclide and send a radionuclide through the veins to target the tumor specifically with those receptors and actually cause the DNA strand breakage, preventing the tumor growth. We are continuing this research at all phases of clinical trials, from phase 0 through to phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and phase 4. We have here recently one of the patients that we treated a few months ago was the first patient in the world as part of a multi-center phase 3 clinical study, which is the ProstACT Global 203 study. And apart from that, we have also taken part in phase 4 study using radium chloride, where we are assessing long-term safety and efficacy. So we are taking part in a broad range of tumor targeting research. We are currently collaborating with different organizations. We require input in our clinical research of biotech as well as big radiopharmaceutical companies. We also collaborate with certain companies that compound radiopharmaceuticals for us. We collaborate with certain companies that provide individual radionuclides, which are required for different either imaging or therapeutic purposes. We also collaborate with imaging centers, such as private healthcare imaging centers. We also collaborate with not-for-profit organizations such as the National Imaging Facility in WA for imaging of some of our clinical trial patients. Our sponsors include the biotech and large pharmaceutical companies. I believe the passion with regards to clinical research has always been there within me. I've always, during my study and earlier clinical training period, I was always wanting to look beyond what we have as standard of care therapies. And I think this is one of the reasons that also led me to different countries. Just that feeling of finding something that we still don't have, because I was able to find lacunas or missing puzzles where we needed to do something more and not just stay fixed within the guidelines of what is currently present, but looking for opportunities to broaden the sphere of clinical application and bring justice to the patients that currently do not have the possibilities of treatments available to them. And that for me is a very, very major internally satisfying reason to keep pursuing avenues where we can find something new, something realistic to apply in clinical practice. Outside of work, given the limited time currently we have, I do enjoy creative writing, and these are something moments of spontaneity when I would just come up with philosophies, poems, short stories. I do write. I have a separate page for that on Facebook, and there's lots in draft as well. Apart from that, I enjoy cooking. Brings me peace. I love listening to music, racket sports, snorkeling. There are lots of interests, but of course, time is cute.